Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my review of the death battle between Naruto and Ichigo. For those of you that are new to these reviews, I focus less on the animation and humor of death battle and instead focus on the research and critical analysis. You see, I wish to improve my own skills in these fields, and these prediction/review videos are a perfect way for me to do so. This video will consist of me going over what I got wrong in my prediction, what I got right, and then what I learned. Let's begin. First, what I got wrong. I understated both Naruto's and Ichigo's speed, and this mistake largely stemmed from me refusing to trust the databooks. I was aware of Naruto's feat of dodging a quote-unquote light speed attack. I just dismissed it because the entire argument for the feat stemmed from the Naruto databook stating that the attack was light speed. There was no evidence of it being that fast outside of the databook, and at the time I had zero faith in such sources due to the fact that my previous death battle prediction ended up being dead wrong as a direct result of me putting too much faith in a databook. However, I now realize that there's a big difference between the databooks for something like DC and the databooks for something like Naruto or Bleach. DC is constantly changing writers and resetting their universe, which inevitably changes their characters and thus ensures that any databooks they put out will become less and less reliable as time goes on. By contrast, smaller series like Naruto tend to have one writer and one universe, so something that was true at the start of Naruto should generally still be true at the end. As such, the databook for Naruto is a much more reliable tool since it is basing its information off of a consistent world. Same goes for Ichigo. His book stated that he could move at lightning speed, which I had no clue about since I refused to even look at his databook. In short, my mistake was that I didn't trust the databooks when I should have. Next are two feats from Naruto that I failed to analyze properly. The first of these was when he survived this massive blast in his base form after he got most of his chakra sucked out. The reason I didn't cover this feat was that I totally missed it. I actually watched this movie, yet somehow I completely missed this scene. Go figure. The other feat that I misinterpreted was the one we already discussed, specifically Naruto tanking the attack that cut the moon in half. Now, I didn't consider this feat because the exact size of the moon is unclear. That said, it is clearly meant to resemble our own moon, so choosing to base this feat off of the size of our moon is a reasonable choice. And since it is a guiding philosophy of death battle to show these characters at their maximum potential, I should have given the feat the benefit of the doubt. So, my bad there. Next, I somewhat misrepresented the abilities of the Quincy Emperor when I said that he could ruin all of reality. To be clear, everything I said about him was true, it's just that me saying that without also giving the context of how he would ruin reality was a little misleading. Another mistake I made was with regards to the size of the Las Noches fortress. I wasn't aware that there was information available regarding the exact layout of the fortress, and after consulting that data, Death Battle found that Las Noches was not the size of a city. Instead, it is the size of a country. This makes Ichigo tanking and dishing out attacks that could annihilate Las Noches much more impressive, and sets his full potential far outside the parameters I had initially set for him. Sadly, it wasn't enough, but anything that makes Ichigo look good is still nice to hear. Regardless, that's just about everything I got wrong. Everything else that Death Battle brought up that I didn't was largely conjecture, and thus nothing I was really expected to come up with on my own. Now for what I got right. Naruto won the Death Battle! Yay! My losing streak is over! Yeah, I was right when I concluded that it was purely my bias that made it seem like Ichigo could beat Naruto, so I'm quite pleased that I saw that coming. That said, I was right about the general gist of the fight, even if I was pretty far off in terms of the numbers. Ichigo was in fact faster, whereas Naruto had the edge in power, durability, versatility, and experience. That's everything I got right. Now for what I learned. The main thing I learned was that while my bias is very strong and hard to detect at times, it can be spotted and it can be beaten. So that's some nice inspirational knowledge. I also learned that I can rely upon things like databooks so long as they are for a consistent universe and or are up to date on their current universe. And of course, I need to show these characters at their maximum potential in the future. This is not a new lesson, but it's one I continue to struggle with. That's everything I learned, which means we've reached the end of the video. As a whole, I was rather pleased with this death battle. It broke my losing streak, it gave me some decently entertaining material to research, and it granted me some very valuable insight into my own perspective. As for the next time, that is rather interesting. Neither character is overflowing with canon, which means that I may actually finish my prediction ahead of schedule. If that happens, then I may actually manage to finish my top 14 death battles of Season 3. No promises, of course, but one of these days I have to finish it. Anywho, that's just about everything I have to say about this match, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, have a fantastic day.